The internet's a weird place because there are rules, and then you have to like figure out how to navigate the rules, but also when to break the rules. And it's a tough thing. And the rules change. They change based on the circumstance, and they change based on like who's quote unquote talking about them and what's convenient at any given moment. If you go with the old rules of the internet, there's this idea that you lean into every joke. You just lean into the joke and it's all good. At some point, that changed for reasons. I don't know why. And instead of leaning into jokes, you have to just not comment on anything. Okay, so you go from having to address shit and having to lean in to having to not say anything. And if you lean in, then it actually means you're mad. And then the rule was not say anything. But then if you didn't say anything, you're mad. So then people like try to address it generally. And then if you try to address it generally, you're mad. If you ever like laughed and then changed your mind, you're always mad. But the whole like concept is that whatever rule exists for the internet doesn't actually exist so long as it is um, essential to the person asserting the rule for it to not exist. Like, long story short, there are no rules. There is no thing. There's no way to deal ideally with any situation. And the one thing I can tell you is that the main way to never deal with any situation is through like some prepared press release script that will never be your good thing. That didn't work in legacy media, and it certainly doesn't work now, and it never will. So anyone who tells you that advice, they hate you. Don't listen. But that being said, um, the main thing that you have to end up doing at some point is just to go, whatever it is what it is. Whatever it is what it is, and people are going to do it. And there's no way you can stop anyone from saying or doing anything with the existing tools on the internet. And there's no way that you can attempt to address everything that gets said about you. You have to deal with whatever. That's part of the trade-off. All right. And it's not always fun. People say some horrific shit. They say shit. They'll accuse you of crimes. They'll accuse you of doing all sorts of stuff that is, I mean, by the definition, defamation. But what do? If you go after them, right? If you go after someone for defamation, then you're just mad, or you're a bitch, or you're whatever. And because whatever is convenient is always the answer. Whatever is convenient for the quote unquote critic is always the answer. So you just can't spend your time on it. So do what you're going to do your thing, and just deal with what people do and say.